Hey y'all, welcome to my very first video. I'm so glad you found my YouTube channel and I cannot wait to share my journey with you. So since this is my very first video, I did just want to take a moment to introduce myself. So my name is Allie. I live in Baltimore, Maryland with my boyfriend Michael and our adorable cat Lily. I'm 23 years old. I will be 24 in July. And I started my weight loss journey in April of 2020, back when COVID first started and we started working from home. And since then, I have lost 95 pounds and I've gone from a size 16, 18 to a size 4. I'm still not quite where I want to be yet. I'm not really ready to transition to maintenance just yet, but I am definitely much further from where I started than from where I want to be. So proud of my progress and really looking forward to sharing it with you guys. So I have been wanting to start a YouTube channel for well over a year now, but I am one of those people who cringes at the sound of my own voice. So I'm sure when I go to edit this video later, I'm going to scream. But anyway, when I first started on my own journey 2 years ago, one of the very first things I did was go to YouTube and search up things like weight loss journey or low calorie recipes or healthy meal prep, things that I knew were interesting and important to me on my journey. And I just really wanted to see what other people who were in the same boat as me were doing and get some inspiration from what they were doing. And I knew that that would help me also. And I was able to find some really awesome channels, some really awesome ladies who their channels have just been instrumental in my weight loss journey, you know, whether it be inspiration or, you know, recipes, meal prep, things like that. I will link some of them below, but I highly suggest everybody check them out. I would not be where I am today in my weight loss journey without their videos. And I just hope to be that person that they were for me, to other people out there. If I could be, you know, of help or of inspiration to honestly, even just one person out there, then that would make me the happiest girl in the world. I know how much I've gained from watching other people on their journeys and how much they've been able to inspire me without even knowing it. And I just want the opportunity, you know, to be that for somebody else. So as mentioned earlier, I started my weight loss journey back in April of 2020 at my highest weight ever of 225 pounds. I was so unbelievably miserable. Finding like before photos for like before and after pictures, transformations is so hard for me because I literally ran and hid from cameras at that point in my life. I was so embarrassed by myself and my appearance that I couldn't stand to let pictures be taken of myself. My breaking point, so to speak, was my senior photo shoot when I was graduating college back in December of 2019. So like I said, cameras were not my thing, pictures were not my thing, but I knew that college graduation was a once in a lifetime event and it was super important to be able to remember it. So I agreed to let my mom schedule a senior photo shoot for me against my judgment, but looking back at it now, I'm glad I did. But I just remember when I left the photo shoot being so relieved and so proud of myself that, you know, it's over. I did it. I showed up. I did something I was super uncomfortable with, but I did it anyway. And I remember getting the photos back, the proofs back about a week later. It was an email with a little link and I clicked on the link, so excited to see what they looked like. And I kid you not, I cried for probably 3 to 4 days straight. I was so upset. I could not stand to post those pictures, share those pictures. I literally would not let my mom print them out to put them in the house. I was so upset with how they looked. And from that day forward, I knew that I had to do something because there was no way I could go through the rest of my life ashamed of myself like that and, you know, hiding from things in my life just because I didn't like the way I looked. I knew that I was the only person who was able to change that. I'll insert a few photos here from the photo shoot that I'm talking about. I had a friend come that wanted to say hello. So I started working my first full-time post-college job back in February of 2020. And a few weeks after that is when the world kind of shut down and everything went remote. And I started working from home then, and I have been working from home ever since. And I knew that since I would be in my house every single day, that there was literally never going to be a better time to start my weight loss journey than right then. I would have zero excuses as to why I couldn't stick to a plan this time. There would be no temptation to, walk 2 blocks to the left and go to Chick-fil-A, or walk 3 blocks to the right and go to Starbucks. I had that when I was in the office, and being at home, I would not have that option. So I just knew that if I wasn't going to start then, I probably never would, because this would probably be one of the very few times in my life where I would have literally zero excuses. So I started out super simple. So what I did for the first 3 days was I just ate like normal. I didn't try to make any healthy swaps or substitute anything. I just ate the way that I normally ate. The only difference was I was tracking it. And by doing this, I wanted to see where I was at calorically in my current lifestyle and the current way that I eat. How many calories was I actually eating per day? I was guilty of the whole, I don't eat that much, like I eat healthy meals mindset that so many people fall victim to. Like for example, I would eat a salad for lunch. But in the salad, I would throw in, without even measuring, without even thinking, like a cup of craisins, a cup of candied pecans, 2 cups of croutons, like super thick, creamy dressings. And once I tracked it, I found out that salad that was healthy actually came out to be like over 800 calories for lunch every day, which there's nothing wrong with that. If that fits in your day, that fits in your day. But that was my like light meal of the day. That was like my small meal. And I never thought twice about it because it was a salad, right? So in my mind, the way that like diet culture and health culture like had always taught me was like, oh, it's a salad, it's healthy, it's okay. So after those 3 days of tracking were up, I found out that on average each day I was consuming well over 2,200 calories, which for some people that's appropriate. If you're super active and you're tall, that's probably a good target for you. But I'm 5'3", and at the time I was averaging maybe 1,000 steps a day, probably even less than that, and was doing 0 workouts. So that definitely was not sustainable for me. So my next step was I found a macro calculator that I liked and I trusted. I'll link the one that I use below. They also have a free Facebook group that I'm a part of, and it's super helpful too. And I figured out what my deficit macros would be. I don't remember the exact macro breakdown targets that I had when I first started, but I do know that the calories were around 1,800 to 1,850. So fast forward, I continued tracking throughout the rest of 2020 and 2021, and I'm still tracking today. But I would say I started to see movement on the scale within the first month to 6 weeks of properly tracking. But I didn't see, noticeable changes on like my clothes or in the mirror for probably like a good 4 to 5 months in. Obviously that's going to be different for everybody. Body types are different. Some people may see fat loss quicker than others. But as long as you are in a caloric deficit and you are tracking accurately, then eventually you will lose the fat and you will see the results. Weighing myself, so I weigh myself every single day, and I highly, highly recommend anybody on a weight loss journey do the same. I use the app Happy Scale, and what Happy Scale does is it allows you to log your weight every single day, and it takes those weights and it creates trends and averages and graphs and all kinds of different visuals, and it just helps you monitor the fluctuations in your body weight. People who weigh in once a week, I know that's a common form of weigh-ins, is once a week. The big problem with that is you don't see the fluctuations. So for example, the day before Easter, that Saturday, I weighed in at 130.2. Easter morning, I weighed in at 130.0. The Monday after Easter, I weighed in at 134.7. The day after that, so Tuesday after Easter, I weighed in at 131.0, so almost back to normal. Had I not have weighed every single day, I only would have seen that dramatic increase. So for an even better example, let's say I was weighing in weekly. So the Monday before Easter, I weighed in at 131.2. The Monday after Easter, I weighed in at 134.7. If I was only tracking those Mondays, I would have seen a more than 3-pound gain. And I would not have seen all the low weights I hit in between those 2 days. And I definitely would not have seen the return back to that normal low weight the day after, that Monday weigh-in where it was 134.7. All I would see is that 3-pound gain. And to me, that would be so discouraging. I would think, wow, I'm not losing any weight. If anything, I'm gaining. And that would just make me not want to continue. And that would just, make me lose all the motivation that I had. Whereas if I was weighing daily, which I am, I get to know my body better and I get to know my fluctuations better. So, obviously I didn't gain 3 pounds of fat. I didn't eat 3 pounds of food on Easter, even though I did eat a lot at brunch. But it's water weight. It is bloating. It's retention. It's maybe I had more sodium that day than I'm used to, but it's not fat and it's not permanent. And it's super important to know that. So my problem with weekly weigh-ins is you don't see the fluctuations. Sure, sometimes you might see a win. You might see a big loss from, Monday to Monday or Friday to Friday. But you also might see big gains, and that never tells the full story. So for 95% of my journey, I did not work out at all. I did not go for walks. I did not go to the gym. I did nothing. It wasn't until March of this year, like literally 7 weeks ago, that I decided to prioritize movement and to start getting my body moving. I started a weightlifting program. It's 5 times a week and focuses on progressive overload. So doing the same workouts over and over again, focusing on increasing your reps or increasing your weights and just getting stronger. And it's designed by Macros with M on Instagram. I'll link her website down below. She is the sweetest. She is fantastic. She has me genuinely obsessed with going to the gym and lifting and getting stronger. I'm no longer intimidated to walk into the gym because I know exactly what I'm going to be doing. Back before I started her program, I would try to, string together random workouts that I would find on Instagram, or I'd try to be creative and come up with, my own lifting plan, and that never got me anywhere, and it just stressed me out even more. Oh, hi, Lily. But now that I know what I'm doing, her apps lay out, what lift am I going to be doing? How many sets? How many reps in those sets? Even down to how long do I need to rest in between sets? It just lays everything out, and it just makes it so easy, so effortless, so much less stressful, and I'm obsessed. I highly recommend you all check her out. She's awesome. And I also set a goal for myself to do some type of cardio movement 3 days a week, or, for an hour total each week. And that's, outside of steps. So I set a step goal for myself of 8,000 to 10,000 steps per day. But this is additional cardio. So, either I'll go for an extra long walk at lunchtime, or I'll stay an extra 20 minutes at the gym to hop on the elliptical. Really just 60 minutes throughout the week of intentional cardio movement. And that is not necessary for fat loss, but I was sedentary for so long that I really feel like I need to just, get my cardiovascular system back in check again, and I can use all the help I can get for that. So that's why I added that in. So that's it for my little introduction to me and my channel. I'm so excited to make more videos and to connect with more people out there who are on a similar journey. And going forward, you can expect content like grocery hauls, what I eat in a day, meal prep recipes, healthy recipes, and probably some non-weight loss related content too, like, shopping hauls or new clothing try-ons, monthly favorite videos, just things that I like and things that I think other people would like too. Thank you all so much for watching me ramble on. Lily's tired of it. Thank you for watching me ramble on through this video. I promise future videos will not have me yapping at the camera as much. But if you liked this video and you want to see future content, feel free to drop a like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye!